Wow.
Now they are.
Hello.
Hi.
This is episode 10 of Us Unfiltered with myself, Kevin.
And myself, Daniel. Dan.
I don't think I've ever called you Daniel.
Danny.
Did you say Danny or Daddy? I mean, both are applicable.
What do you think I said?
Yes.
Anyway, this is part 2 of our best cartoon ever debate bracket
Discussion.
thing. Yes.
Talk.
In the first part, we narrowed our bracket down from 32 cartoons to 16. And in this episode, we're hopefully going to finish.
I think we will. I don't see why not.
Well, we could,
Get into...
spontaneously combust. Or,
Yeah, that's true.
Like a plane could crash through the window.
Yeah, that would be a long episode because then there would be nobody to hit stop on the recording.
You're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So before we get started on this, how are you doing? Long time no see.
You're right.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed you.
I missed you too. You're sweet.
Okay, enough of this garbage.
He's not going to ask how I'm doing.
How are you doing?
I don't want to answer now.
Good. So, do you actually not want to answer? Or do you want to answer?
I'm doing well. I wanted to mention that I was at Lollapalooza this past weekend in Chicago, and it was a really good time. I was older than 90% of the people there, I would say. A lot of teeny boppers. A lot of asses hanging out. Yeah. I mean, besides the annoyingness of the teenagers, it was a really good time. I had a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad you had a good time with the teeny boppers.
Thanks. Cartoons.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. I suppose we should just hop right back into it.
Yes.
All right. So, in the first region, we're down to 4 teams.
Okay.
And 2 of those 4 teams are facing each other.
Ooh.
And the other 2 are facing each other. Because that's how it works. Anyway, our first matchup in round 2 is the 1 seed SpongeBob SquarePants going up against the 4 seed Teen Titans.
Okay.
Are we going to do the thing where...
Yeah, we go... Did we go on the 4th beat?
I think so.
I think so, too. Okay. I'm ready.
Right.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hints.
Promotion. I'm ready. Promotion.
1, 2,
3. SpongeBob
SpongeBob
SquarePants. I was wondering if you were going to say the whole thing.
I wasn't, but then I realized that you were, so I decided to.
I noticed the hesitation.
Yeah.
There's a
So,
lot of
what are we
suspense.
gonna do here? At this point, I don't feel like saying what I want to say about SpongeBob, and I already feel like I said what I wanted to say about Teen Titans.
I
So,
think I already said enough about Teen Titans. Just about the imaginative aspect, and
yeah.
overall, I think SpongeBob is more imaginative and funnier. I like humor. A lot of people like humor.
I don't believe you.
In fact, probably every single person alive likes humor.
I don't.
Then you're dead.
I guess you could say I'm Danny Phantom.
Oh shit! That was good. I like that.
That would work so much better if Danny Phantom was next,
Did it
but he's not.
did it just take you that long to think of that, or were you like,
I wasn't thinking. I was just being dead, and then it just came to me.
okay,
I wasn't like trying to think of something to say.
gotcha.
I was just gonna be dead for however long you allowed me to. Which was too long.
Yeah, there was a lot of silence there.
Alright. SpongeBob advances to the Elite Eight.
Ooh.
Next up in this region, we have the 3 seed, codename Kids Next Door, going up against the 2 seed, Family Guy.
Okay.
Do you know which one you're gonna pick?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello? Okay. I just want to make sure the mic's working. Can you
Okay.
speak into your mic?
Yes. Hello.
Okay. Because I have not been paying attention.
Oh.
Okay. It's working.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Family
Codename
Guy.
Kids Next Door.
You're lying.
No,
No, you're not.
I'm not.
You're
honestly.
not. Huh.
I feel like I would have said Family Guy if we did this like last week. But I recently watched like this video about Kids Next Door, and it made me realize that it was like even better than I thought.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess should I say like
Yeah. Talk about it a bit.
okay, I don't remember like what we said about it last time, but like pretty sure we mentioned just like how it's like what being a kid is about and stuff like that. And like that's literally like that's the point of the show. It's like them all being kids and they're like fearing becoming older
Okay.
and like adults are their enemies and whatnot, and like when they become teenagers they're like not a part of the kids next door anymore, so it just
Yeah, I forgot about that.
so it's like I don't know, it's just I kind of like that in a cartoon, you know, representing what being a kid is about, and the fact that it's just like the video I watched like showed how they like constantly make like references to stuff that kids wouldn't get. But like if we watched it as an adult, we'd probably I mean, I don't know if I would. It's like stuff from like I don't know, way back in the day, like they make references to stuff in like the 60s and stuff like that.
Jeez.
And also the video mentioned how like they had like an episode every season where they like changed like the style of the episode.
How do you mean?
Like I guess one of the episodes they did was like a Dragon Ball Z type thing, and then another one was like it was just entirely musical, like I don't know, just everything I haven't watched the episode, so I don't really know much. But I think it was like the only words said were like by the villain, and it like all the action that happened like matched up with the music.
Hmm.
Uh,
That's really cool.
I don't know. Like after watching that video, it just made me think like that show was, I guess, like really creative.
Yeah. And a bunch of like things that you wouldn't really notice, it sounds like.
So
Not necessarily that you wouldn't notice, but there's just like it sounds like they went the extra mile with detail.
yeah. And I don't know. Like I mean I really like Family Guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Like for different reasons. I don't know. What do you have to say about
Well,
I guess either?
I mean, obviously, Family Guy is like more accessible to adults, but I guess when we're talking about like the best cartoon ever, I mean, overall, it's like for kids, I guess. And as far as I don't know, you made a very good argument for Codename Kids Next Door, like making references to like older things, and I feel like Family Guy makes a lot of like references to like current happenings, which is fine, but that's easy.
Yeah. It's tough because cartoons don't like have to be like for kids.
Yeah, very true.
So it's like when you're comparing a cartoon that is for kids with a cartoon that's not for kids,
There's obvious
it's
differences.
yeah. I
I guess for me, I am gonna end up changing my vote again. I do this a lot.
it's because I'm just too good with my points. Go on.
But with Kids Next Door, like they created like a universe, I guess, in itself. Where Family Guy, I mean, it's just a family living in a house, and that's it. But Kids Next Door is like so much more than that. So I'm changing my vote.
Wowie!
God, I feel like
Look at that.
like this episode and the last episode, they're gonna make me look like such a pushover. But but
Because you are.
thanks. No, no, I mean you made a very good argument for Kids Next Door. And I hadn't seen it in years, so the fact that you did watch something about it, that certainly
Yeah,
helps.
I haven't actually seen it in a long time, but I really want to now.
That was a cool show. I feel like I would still really enjoy that.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those cartoons that like if you go back and watch as an adult, you'll still really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now knowing that they do all these little things that you wouldn't notice as a kid.
Yeah.
But I do want to say though that I still do really enjoy Family Guy like for what it is.
Same here. Mm-hmm.
Like for the most part there isn't much to it. It's just like their family doing all this stupid shit, but
yeah.
like that's the point. It's just supposed to be funny. And
Yeah.
it is.
And that's its main point, is just like driving for the funny bone. But like Kids Next Door does a lot more than that.
Yeah, and like since I guess I'm a creative person, I think I will generally favor the things that have more creativity.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess Kids Next Door is into the Elite Eight now. Should we move on?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Why is it called the Elite Eight and not the Great Eight?
Because of alliteration. There's the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and then the championship.
The repetition of vowels isn't alliteration. I believe that's assonance.
But Sweet 16.
And you want to teach English?
Final 4.
Well, yeah, the repetition of consonants at the beginning of a word is alliteration. And then I think consonants with A-N-C-E at the end is, I think, just the repetition of them, like, throughout words, of consonants throughout words.
Like Mississippi.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Sally set sail down the Mississippi somewhere south in summer.
Oh. Moving on to the next region.
Okay.
We have the 1 seed Scooby-Doo going up against the 4 seed Danny Phantom.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Scooby-Doo.
Ruffle Raggy.
You do that last so good.
Thanks.
I
I forgot that I can do that.
We talked about Danny Phantom, right?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't really need to say much more. I don't really have anything
I
to say.
I don't have any further comments.
And I think,
It's a good show.
Yeah.
But Scooby-Doo will forever hold a special place in my heart.
Same.
So we both put that as a 1 seed?
Scooby-Doo, I think I put it as a 2 seed.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
The only 1 seeds we agreed on, I think, were SpongeBob and The Simpsons.
What did you have, just out of curiosity, what did you have Rick and Morty as?
Rick and Morty for me was a 2 seed.
Okay. And it was for me also, right?
You put it as a 3.
Oh, did I really? God, I'm a dick.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So,
moving on.
Moving on. Next
moving
up,
on.
we have the 3-seeded Jimmy Neutron
Okay.
going up against the 2-seed Pokemon.
All right.
Do you have your vote?
I do.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Pokemon. Is that why you have that shirt on today?
There's a reason for it.
Nice.
I believe it's the only shirt I have that represents any of these cartoons. I probably have some kind of SpongeBob shirt somewhere.
I have a
I don't
SpongeBob
know.
pillowcase. I should have brought that
Yeah, you should have.
and just put it over my face for the whole episode.
Okay, so, well, we agreed on Pokemon, so that goes to the Elite Eight. Do we have anything to say about Jimmy Neutron? I don't remember if we said anything. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I remember I said, like, I really like the scientific aspect of it.
Yeah.
But SpongeBob has just had. Wait, no, Pokemon. Yeah,
Yes.
that one. Pokemon has just had like
Same thing. They both have a yellow mascot.
yeah, mascot. Pokemon has just had such a bigger impact on, I don't want to say society, but I guess on society.
Have I told you that
No.
Pokemon is literally the best-selling media franchise of all time?
Really?
Yeah.
I believe that. They have so many different video games across so many platforms and all the movies and the shows and
And the merchandise,
yeah.
they have
And
hundreds
cards.
hundreds of Pokemon, and they can make stuff, toys and whatever out
Yeah.
of them, and fucking Funko Pops too.
What? Funko Pops?
Right there.
I didn't know it was called a Funko Pop though.
That's what it's called.
Where does it say Funko?
Funko.
Oh, Funko.
Funko.
Funko, as in fun company.
No, Funk. O, as in like funky.
Funko.
O, but without
Okay.
the E. Funko.
I prefer Funkle.
God. Anyway, yeah, like, yeah, it's. What? I forgot.
let's just move on.
Okay. Yeah, it's the best selling or highest grossing or whatever media
Gross.
franchise ever. Okay. The next region.
Why isn't your pinky moving? There
It's
it is.
moving.
It was like it was staying straight, like you were like
Huh.
like you were squeezing like a rich person or something.
When in doubt, pinky out. That would work so much better if we were talking about SpongeBob. God. We have The Simpsons, who is the 1 seed,
Mm-hmm.
against Fairly Odd Parents, who is the 4 seed.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
The Simpsons. The
Simpsons.
Do you have anything to say about Fairly Odd Parents?
I feel like I did already. Just
Well, a little refresher.
I like the creative aspect of it, like how it's about kids having fairies and being able to wish for whatever, and I think that idea is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like The Simpsons, I don't really want to say what I gotta say about The Simpsons quite
No.
yet. I just think overall it's better.
I agree.
Yeah. So is that it? Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Next we have the 3 seed Ed, Ed, and Eddie against the 2 seed Rick and Morty. Do you have your vote?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm kind of scared by what your face was doing over there. Over there.
All right. You do the count.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Rick
Ed, Ed,
and
and
Morty. I saw that coming.
Now I gotta push Kevin over again.
Excuse me. I think. Can I go first?
Sure.
I think Rick and Morty is incredibly creative with all the different alien species and just the different storylines and again, science. I really like science. I know I mean it's a scientific show, but really nothing in the show is scientifically accurate. But that's okay. It's all imaginative. And I think it's hilarious. I like all the characters in it. Um, yeah, I mean, they go to like a different universe in like every episode, and that's really cool.
Okay. Um, I guess I'll say that I think I'm gonna have Rick and Morty advance. Um, I do think it has more creativity and I guess is funnier. Um, I I don't know. I think it's just my personal preference, and also the fact that like I watched Ed, Ed and Eddie so much growing up, and I haven't seen too much of Rick and Morty. I've probably seen like 7 episodes. I mean, they don't really have many episodes, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough of it. But I have liked like everything that I've watched of it a lot. I'm gonna have Rick and Morty advance. I just personally have like
I understand
more
that.
of an attachment, I guess, to Ed, Ed and Eddie.
I understand that.
So yeah, I'll let Rick and Morty go on though, cause last time Ed, Ed and Eddie went on in favor of your show Recess.
Yeah.
Because I swept you in rock paper scissors.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I got fucked. When I was listening to that episode yesterday, like I told you, and during that sweeping part, I was just like my mind was still blown. That's never happened to me. I've never gotten swept in rock paper scissors. I feel like a lesser person because of it.
Yeah. It's because you are.
I mean, shit.
Are you ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have 6 of the 8 elite teams so far. Would you like to take our break after we get these next 2?
Yes.
We are currently at 28 minutes.
Oh, shit, already. Okay.
Yeah, but the first like 6 minutes we were just fucking around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was making you let me tell you about my things.
The final region. We have the 1 seed, Futurama,
Okay.
against the 4 seed, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Okay.
Do you have your
Yes.
vote? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Futurama.
We agreed.
Yay. So you've seen more of Billy and Mandy. Do you have anything more you'd like to say about that?
I feel like I said what I wanted to say last time.
Okay.
Yeah, because last time we disagreed. So we both gave.
Yeah, what was it between? Billy and Mandy
last round was
and-
Billy and Mandy against Shaolin Showdown.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like Billy and Mandy because it's more it's
more
darker,
original.
Yeah, and original, and I think it's funny. So, but overall, I do think Futurama is better.
Mm-hmm.
It's in its own right original
Yeah.
and creative and funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also,
I love that show
It's
so
just-
much.
I guess it's just like, on top of that, it's just a good show.
Yeah.
Like
It
has
really
like
is.
good writing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Plus the characters are all great, and Wait, I don't want to talk about Futurama right now.
Yeah. Do you remember how many seasons there were of Futurama?
Well, I'm actually watching it on Hulu.
It's on Hulu?
Yeah.
Oh, hallelujah. I didn't know that.
I think it has
I'm binge watching The Office currently, though, so
10
I don't have to wait.
seasons.
Okay. That's
Something
a good
like that.
That's a good amount.
It has like I think 140 episodes.
Okay.
Like I don't know, it had like it started out like in 99 and then went for I want to say like 4 or 5 years and it was canceled for a bit. And then it came back in like 2009 and then ran for 4 more years. I think it's something like that. But yeah, I really haven't watched too much of Futurama. And that's why I'm watching it, because I want to watch through the whole thing. But I've enjoyed everything I've seen a lot, so.
I've seen the whole series, I think, twice. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker. Alright, let's move on.
This might be interesting.
You're interesting. Ha! Got him with a compliment.
Oh, man. I feel like this bracket's gonna be something. Okay. Our final matchup in the Sweet 16 is the 3-seed Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends going up against the 2-seed Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Okay, I have my vote.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. You do the counting.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Imaginary
Damn
Friends.
It! It sucks.
Should we, and this might be a cop-out, but should we just skip to rock, paper, scissors? Should we even discuss them? Or should we let their fate be left to chance? I know I'm not going to get swept again.
Well, this sucks, because I don't want my case for Courage the Cowardly Dog to be done in the Sweet 16.
Make your case. Go for it.
No, you make your case.
All right. Well, the imaginative aspect of Foster's is huge for me. Because everybody when they're a kid has some sort of imaginary friend, and if you have an imaginary friend, it's your best friend. Like, you're not going to have an imaginary asshole. Like, so like it's about like close-knit friendship and just imagination. Like, whatever you can think up, there's like just a creature for that. And just like the acceptance of it, I feel like just the whole imaginary family is such a nice, tight-knit family, and they accept one another, and they're there for each other, and I really like that. Plus, it was a funny show. Yes, Danny?
It's also on Hulu.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'll watch that one. Maybe.
Go on.
That's all I got for that. So, make your case.
Man. I was really hoping that Courage would make it far before I had to do this. Oh well, okay. Um, for me, Courage the Cowardly Dog, I think. I mean, this is my personal opinion. I think it is more imaginative than Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which is weird to say because Foster's, it literally has the word imaginary in it. Like, it's all about imagination.
Yeah.
But for Courage, it's like just the fact that it's a horror show while also being a kid's show, and it somehow makes that work. Like, what other horror shows are there that are kids' cartoons?
Well, cartoons, I can't think of any. Shows in general, Goosebumps, but
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
it's not really like a common thing, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
and I don't think a killer sponge is really all that scary. There's literally an episode with a killer sponge.
of
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about SpongeBob for a second.
No.
Like, when did SpongeBob kill someone?
He's a bad motherfucker, let me tell you.
And also, for Courage the Cowardly Dog, something that I liked about it, or thought was, something that I thought made it, like, special, I guess, is the fact that it's, like, kind of about imperfection. Like, you have Courage in every episode dealing with some kind of
Phobia.
monster or...
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. He deals with his phobias because he's scared of everything. He's a cowardly dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is always met with these enemies that are like monsters or aliens or ghosts and shit like that. In every episode, it's just him being afraid but somehow like getting through it. You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like he gets through it, but a lot of times things aren't always okay when he gets through all these, I guess, monsters. So it's kind of like how life is. Like, you deal with shit in life, and like, if you get through it, you get through it, but sometimes it's still tough to get through, and sometimes things aren't always okay, but
there's always a next episode.
yeah. And like, I don't know, like, he's just always afraid, he's always anxious, he's always all these imperfect things, but he still gets through it. So, yeah. And also, the other thing that makes Courage special for me is the fact that Courage is what inspired me to make Humphrey.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I was 10, I started making my own cartoon about a dog named Humphrey. One day, I just randomly drew Humphrey, and I was thinking about Courage. Like, I want to make a dog like that, and that's like kind of why Humphrey is how he is. Like, Humphrey was scared of everything, and when I used to write those stories, like, the endings weren't always happy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't always prevail so to say, even if they made it through whatever they were doing. So yeah, courage is special to me for
Well,
that.
That's cool. I never knew that.
And that's why I'm voting for courage.
Well,
Did I push you over?
I'm sticking with my vote. I really like your argument and everything you said, and that honestly makes me like Courage the Cowardly Dog more. Cuz that was a cartoon like I had seen some of. I didn't see a whole lot of it growing up because it was on cable and I never had cable. Still don't. Um so rock paper scissors.
I guess.
Best 4 out of 7 again.
I guess.
Okay, hold on, let me.
Last time we did 1, 2, shoot, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm gonna jump out this motherfucking window, dude.
You just got swept twice in
Dude.
rock, paper, scissors.
I wanna shit myself. I wanna quit this podcast right now.
Oh man. Well, that concludes the Sweet 16. We have our 8 Elite 8 teams.
Now I'm definitely a lesser person. That
For
was
sure.
awful. How can you be bad at rock paper scissors?
I think it's just that I'm so good.
Yeah. Let's move on. Break.
Yeah. Let's hear from our sponsor. And we're back. In case you missed the first half of the episode for some reason, Kevin got swept in rock, paper, scissors, thus advancing Courage the Cowardly Dog to the Elite 8. Alright, let's go back up
I want to cut my dick off.
to the first region.
Okay.
We have the 1 seed, SpongeBob SquarePants, going up against the 3 seed, codename Kids Next Door.
Okay.
Do you have your vote?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SquarePants.
Oh man. Okay, yeah, we've said what we wanted to say about codename Kids Next Door. And since SpongeBob moves on, we don't really have to say anything about him.
That was easy.
Alright. I feel like this won't be easy. We have, in the bottom region, we have the 1 seed Scooby-Doo going up against the 2 seed Pokemon.
I know what your vote is, and
I think I know what your vote is.
Yep.
Okay.
Man.
1, 2, 3.
Scooby-Doo.
Pokemon. This'll be fun. Who's gonna go first?
You can. I went first last time.
Okay. I guess for me, Pokemon has just been like one of my favorite things ever. Like growing up, I always watched like every fucking episode of the show I could, and I played all the games and had all the cards and shit. And eventually, when I reached like adolescence, I stopped playing and shit. But then it was senior year of high school, I got back into it again, and I've been playing ever since. And I guess when it comes to the show, I watched like Pokemon has like different generations. Like the first 151 Pokemon are Generation 1. Like each set of games is a different generation, I guess.
Okay.
So, for the show, I watched the first 3 generations. I feel like I watched like all of it. And then since then, I've only watched Generation 6, and I'm not going to help my case with this, but fuck that. Fuck that series. God. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was great, because they made Ash, like, good. And his... Like, I liked the characters in that series, and I liked how they made Ash good. I just hate how they ended it, because they had him lose in a stupid BS way. Because for whatever reason, he can never win. And that annoys me. He never wins. Let him win.
Sounds like he kind of sucks.
No. He didn't suck.
Ooh, my glasses are
That's
dirty.
why he should have won. What can I say that'll actually help, though? I don't know. You probably watched, like, the first generation.
Yeah.
And I think that's, at least for the show, I think that was, like, the most entertaining. I think it was, the first generation was the funniest. And, I don't know. I guess I don't have too much to say about the show. It's just Pokemon's like my favorite franchise ever, so yeah, I'm gonna vote for it.
Okay. So with Scooby-Doo, here you have a group of just like unlikely people to come together. Like you have a stoner with his talking dog. You have a nerdy girl. You have 2 preppy, popular kids, and they're a couple. And in real life, like most people just think, oh, you know, everybody has their cliques where they fit in. Those are all the popular kids. Those are the nerdy kids. Those are all the stoners. Those are all the talking dogs. And usually people don't think that would work. But this show puts them together and kind of like, careful, and shows kids that you can be friends with anybody and solve problems and work through your own problems. Like you were saying with Courage, he's very cowardly and afraid of everything. Well, like Shaggy and Scooby are very afraid of everything. And even at times, Fred and Velma and Daphne, they're afraid of things too. But one of them always like comes in to like help out with another's fault in order to like solve their problems. And that they're like solving mysteries too, like and it's like it's not like people are going around like murdering people. Like I don't know, I like the lightheartedness of it, where there's someone dressing up in a costume scaring people and everyone's like, oh my gosh, no, this is the worst thing that's ever happened in this city. And the mystery machine, they show up and they figure out who it is, and then they're arrested for dressing up. And it's really fun. It's a fun show. There are spooky things that happen. There are quirky things that happen. It is a funny show. And I really like the fact that these very different people can come together as one to solve problems and make a difference, and to really teach kids that, yeah, you can be friends with anybody. It can work out with anybody. You don't have to feel separated. You can feel that acceptance with everybody. And that is why I am voting for Scooby-Doo. Because I really think that all those things are very important for kids and for adults.
I think I will change my vote.
Really?
Yeah. Or at least, I will allow Scooby-Doo to advance.
Fucking got him. And I didn't even have to get swept this time.
But I do want to say, for Pokemon, I just want to mention the first movie.
Okay.
How much I just fucking love that movie.
I remember loving that movie too. That came out in what, 2000? I think so.
No.
No?
I feel like
99?
probably 99, because there was literally a movie called Pokemon the Movie 2000. That was the second movie.
That's what oh, that was the second one? Okay.
That movie was great too.
I just remember my mom talking about, like, oh, I remember when I had to sit through a Pokemon movie with you boys in the movie theater.
Sit through?
Yeah.
Also, a quote from that movie is my senior quote. the Mewtwo quote.
Yeah, what did he say?
What was it? He said, "Ah! Oh my god,
Oh.
shut up!"
Jumpin' giblets.
I'm sorry. Mewtwo quote. Okay. Yes, this is it. "I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are."
That's deep as shit.
And it was said by a Pokemon.
I like that a lot.
I love Pokemon.
I think that's better than my senior quote. I think my senior quote was something like, I think it was, happiness can only exist through acceptance. And like, yeah, that's a nice quote, but it's kind of lame for a senior quote, now that I think about it.
Huh. Cool.
I like that quote though. It was by George Orwell. I saw it when I was watching the show Wilfred, which is about a talking dog.
Cool.
And it has that actor that played Frodo, was it, in Lord of the Rings?
I have no idea. Sure.
All right,
Can we
what's
move
next?
The upper region.
Ah.
We have the 1 seed, The Simpsons, going toe-to-toe with the 2 seed, Rick and Morty.
Ooh. Okay, I have my vote.
Oh, do ya?
I do.
Okay. Oh, that voice, that makes me think something's up. All right. 1, 2, 3. The
Rick and
Simpsons.
Morty.
I could tell by your voice. Okay, who's going first?
Go ahead.
I think for The Simpsons, one reason is just the fact that it was like one of those things that I grew up watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just, I guess, always familiar to me. Like, I don't know, I feel like I've watched most, if not all, of the first, I don't know, like 10 seasons or whatever. Like, the golden age of The Simpsons.
When they looked terrible at first.
Yeah.
I remember that. I couldn't stand those, but I loved the show.
But
genuinely, I love the show.
I mean, I haven't watched it much since. Like, I watched a good amount of the episodes in the 2000s. In the 2010s, no. And the quality has obviously gone down. But it's hard not to when, one, you start out so good, and two, when you go on for so long.
30 years.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I want to vote for it because I think it's so like iconic and influential. Like, I feel like The Simpsons helped. Like, without The Simpsons, you don't have shows like Family Guy. I feel like.
Yeah, very true.
Those other kind of adult cartoons, like the success of The Simpsons enables other shows like that to come about. And also just like the fact that everyone fucking knows The Simpsons. And I think at least like the first like 10 seasons or so, I think it was funny and it was well written, and a lot of times it had heart, and
yeah,
just
it
I think it was just overall
it appealed to all the emotions.
Like, it wasn't just a good cartoon, it was just a good show,
Yeah. And one thing that I wanted to say about The Simpsons earlier, but I was going to save it, and this is actually going to be an argument for The Simpsons, and I can tell you right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to be changing my vote again. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that, like we were saying for like Recess, how that show is like just all about being a kid, I feel like The Simpsons shows what it is to be a kid and to be adventurous and hang out with friends and go around and do silly, stupid, funny things. But it also has like what it is to be an adult. And there are like a variety of characters, like Barney. He's just a drunk, like kind of, I guess, I don't know, things don't go very well for him all the time. I mean, and he hangs out in a bar all the time. I'm not saying that's what being an adult is about, but there are a lot of adults that do go through that. And Homer, being a family man, like, he's not the smartest dude. Probably didn't get the best education, and that's not like, I'm not bashing like people that aren't the smartest people, but like there are a lot of family men and women that make sure things get taken care of for their family with the resources that they have and what they had grown up with. And same with Marge. She's like, that terrific mom that, I think there was an episode where like Bart needs like baked goods for school in like an hour, and Marge like hurries her ass off to make sure these baked goods can get to his school. And like you were saying, for me, it was just a classic show and just such a huge part of my growing up, because I would watch that every night. And it really is just an all-around good show. Like, it can make you laugh. I don't know if it's ever made me cry, but it has like those elements where there are like sadder aspects and deeper aspects that really make you feel. And so that's why I'm changing my vote to The Simpsons. Rick and Morty, though, I love Rick and Morty. It's hilarious. It's creative. I Rick is just fucking bonkers and just out of this world. Like, how do you even come up with a character like that? I think that's incredible. And I feel like Rick and Morty, it might not have like the same impact as The Simpsons has had, but I feel like it's already taken so many people like by storm because it's a great show. Like, that's why things trend, unless it's like a stupid celebrity, then there's not much good about them, but they trend because they're stupid. But that's not the case for Rick and Morty. I feel like Rick and Morty is going to have like a really big impact in its tenure. But I do have to vote for The Simpsons, even though it pains me to see Rick and Morty out of it. Yeah. It really does. But The Simpsons.
Yeah, and also I can't realistically vote for a show that I've only seen 7 episodes of compared to a show that I've seen like hundreds of episodes.
Yeah.
But Rick and Morty is great, and I definitely do want to watch the rest of the episodes.
Mm-hmm. November of this year, only 3 months away. Season 4 is supposed to start.
Oh, I should probably watch the first 3 seasons before then.
Yeah, you should.
So, okay. We have 3 of the final 4 teams. And, fun fact, they all begin with S.
Oh. SpongeBob, The Simpsons, and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. That won't be the case for this one, though.
Okay.
We have, in the final region, the 1 seed Futurama against the 2 seed Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Okay.
Do you have your vote?
I do.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Futurama.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I saw another debate coming.
There's no debate to be had because I already used my Courage the Cowardly Dog talk. You know how I feel about that show. I had it as a 1 seed.
Yeah, and I had Futurama as a 1 seed.
You did?
I did.
Courage was seriously like one of my favorite shows ever. And it just has that special place in my heart. So
I know what you mean.
I have to vote for it.
I know what you mean. I don't blame you. So Futurama, as we've said, is, you know, original in its own right, and it is hilarious and just fun to watch. And it has like silly humor for kids, and it has adult humor, mainly with Bender. But I think it deserves to go on because it's just a feel-good show. You just watch it and you're guaranteed enjoyment, like happy enjoyment from start to finish, even from like the opening credits. It's just funny. It's very visually appealing with all the space aspects and futuristic aspects and the aliens, and just the way the characters bounce off each other. Zoidberg is just this like disgusting octopus faced goofy alien. And then you have Sheila? Is that her name? The Cyclops? Leela, okay. Leela. She's just like this kick-ass, badass chick, and Fry is just like an idiot and afraid of things. Yeah. But yet they all, and of course, Fry's nephew, old guy.
The Professor Farnsworth. I think that's his name.
I think that was the guy he didn't like. Oh wait, no, Wernstrom was the guy he didn't like. I think it is Farnsworth.
Yeah, I just watched an episode with Wernstrom.
But he's goofy and smart.
Yeah, it's Farnsworth.
But he's also kind of losing it. Just the way all the characters come together and bounce off each other and complement each other. It's just a really fun show. And that's why I think it should go on. So since you already made your courage argument, should we do rock, paper, scissors again? As nervous as that makes me. Hey, be quiet, plane.
I kind of wish that this debate would happen like after I get done watching Futurama. Like, I feel like if I watched the whole series, I don't know if it would make me want to change my vote, but I'd at least be able to truly compare my two shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, between Fry and Leela, like, through the whole show, there's like a kind of unspoken romance about them, and the viewer wants them to get together, and then eventually they do, and they're together, and it's awesome, and they're like perfect for each other. And I like romance. I'm a sucker for romance.
Yeah, I mean, I do love Futurama. Like, I'm really enjoying watching it. And I can't wait to keep watching it. Because eventually I'll get to the episodes I haven't seen yet. And then it'll be, like, new.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that it'll still be great. I'm excited for it. But I personally have to stick with Courage. I can't.
I understand.
I have to see how far Courage can go. So, I guess let's see if we can sweep you for the third time.
Fucking better not.
Oh no. Kevin is up 1-0.
Okay.
Oh, we're tied. 2-1. 3-1. Oh no. Oh. No.
Yes. Oh, redemption. Sweet redemption. Sorry to see your show lose.
This is a sad day. Sorry, Courage.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm
sorry.
I'm gonna give you a hug for that one.
I got you to the Elite 8 at least.
There you go. Okay, sorry. Sorry, man.
Thanks. Well, we have made it to the final four.
I'm
And
nervous.
all the teams left are the 1 seeds. I guess, which makes sense. Since we both ranked these shows high.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there would have been one upset. Oh well. Okay. I guess the first Final Four matchup. The 1 seed, since they're all 1 seeds. SpongeBob SquarePants going up against the other 1 seed, Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Do you have your vote?
I think I do.
You think?
I do.
No, you do? You do? You do?
I do.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Me too.
1, 2, 3. SpongeBob SquarePants. Wow. Something popped up on my phone.
Oh.
So, SpongeBob advances then
Yeah.
to the finals.
Yes.
SpongeBob advances to the finals without us having talked about him.
Yeah.
And I am glad about that.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to have my SpongeBob talk be for anything else other than the finals.
Okay. Scooby-Doo probably has a place in my heart in the same way that Courage has a place in your heart. I'm sad to see it lose, but I think SpongeBob is deserving. You okay, Slimsy? Danny has a chinchilla. I don't know if that's been mentioned on.
Probably.
It probably is. He's white and he's cute. And he's squeaking.
Do you have something more to say about Scooby-Doo? Or do you feel like you've said?
I feel like I said everything I needed to say.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo is like, it is a classic cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone knows who Scooby-Doo is, and it was fun, and I guess everything that you said about it, like, I agree with. And I know, like, way back when I asked your favorite Scooby-Doo movie.
Mm-hmm.
You said Zombie Island or
Cyberspace.
Cyber Chase. I watched a video about there were 4 Scooby-Doo movies that came out like around that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was Zombie Island and then Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
Okay.
And Scooby-Doo and the Space Invaders.
I forgot about that one.
And then Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. And it was just talking about how, like, those movies, like, kind of, in a way, went away from, like, the show. Just because, like, the show was pretty much always just a guy in a mask.
Who's behind the mask?
Yeah, but, like, in Zombie Island, there were real zombies, and they had, like, actual plot twists, and things just weren't always how they seemed. And also, they were, like, darker.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Those movies were all just, I think at least for me, like those movies were like the pinnacle of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I was gonna say those four that you said are the ones that I remember the most.
I don't remember the witch's ghost, but I remember the other three. And yeah, I especially love Zombie Island.
It was cool. That was probably. I wonder, cause I used to like really like zombies and be into zombies, and I still like zombies. They're really cool. I wonder if Scooby Doo is what like sparked that. I'll just go ahead and say yes.
And I also do want to say that I personally really enjoyed the live action movies too.
Yeah.
I thought those were like they were kind. I broke my pencil.
Oh no.
Fuck. In a way, they were kind of also like those other four movies in that there were like real
monsters. Yeah.
And also, I thought they had like their own kind of unique charm to them. I thought they had a lot of funny moments as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked a lot of the
marathon.
Scooby-Doo movies. And the show too, but
yeah,
I like really enjoyed the movies. But I do think SpongeBob is deserving, so I just wanted to say something about Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. I guess that means we're moving on to our last Final Four matchup out of the two. And I think this is interesting. Both these shows are made by the same guy.
Oh boy.
We have the 1 seed, of course, The Simpsons, going up against the 1 seed, Futurama. Could you imagine making two cartoons that make our Final Four? That's wild.
Matt Groening better feel honored. That's how it's pronounced, right? Groening? Is it Groening?
I think so. Do you have your vote?
I do.
Again, I wish this could happen after I see all of Futurama.
It really, I will say, this really is a toss-up for me. Like, I have my vote, and I'm sure about my vote, but I could just as easily vote for the other one. But I'm sure of my vote.
I think I have my vote as well.
Okay. Are you ready? Can I do the countdown?
You can, yes.
Okay. We'll count up. Have we been calling it a countdown this whole time?
I don't know. We've been counting up, though, I think.
Yeah.
Do the count up.
See, I don't like how that sounds. The count up. I'm gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. The Simpsons.
I thought for sure you were gonna say Futurama. This was tough for me because I haven't seen all of Futurama, and I'm voting for it based on an assumption. I'm voting for it based on the assumption that throughout its entire run, it maintains a high quality.
I believe that it does.
Whereas The Simpsons reaches a point where it just goes down. But I haven't seen all of Futurama, so I can't know for sure. I've heard that, at least. like it's good like the whole way through.
It really is.
And it is tough because like what I said about The Simpsons, like its influence and just how iconic it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel no matter who moves on, I'll feel bad for the other one.
I agree.
So I don't know.
My vote is purely for sentimental reasons. Because The Simpsons, I grew up on. Like, me and my brother, and I think even my parents would watch it sometimes. It was just a part of my childhood. It was a part of my raising, which sounds weird. And Futurama was on TV while I was growing up, but I didn't watch Futurama until a little bit later. I think I was a teenager already before I watched the show through. But The Simpsons is just it's pure gold for me. And so was Futurama, which, like you said, no matter which one goes on, I'm gonna be sad that the other one isn't.
I think I'm gonna change my vote.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay.
Just with what you said about just it being sentimental. Like I grew up on The Simpsons, so honestly, I was really thinking of voting for The Simpsons, but I thought you were gonna say Futurama, and that's kind of what made me vote for it. But I guess since you I thought for sure you were gonna vote for Futurama because it's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And also it has your science aspect to it.
Yeah, true. I didn't even think of that,
But
yes.
Yeah, I guess The Simpsons for me has that sentimental value that I guess outweighs whatever Futurama has for me.
I feel like if I hadn't grown up watching The Simpsons, then The Simpsons and Futurama would be tied. And I really wouldn't know which one to pick. I probably would pick Futurama for the sciencey aspect, but because I did grow up with The Simpsons, I'm going with The Simpsons.
So is that it then? The Simpsons advances?
Yep.
Okay. We have made it. We have made it.
I have goosebumps.
To the best cartoon ever. Finals. I'm so scared right now.
Me too. This is suspenseful.
Representing the left side of the bracket, we have the 1 seed, who we have not talked about yet, because it has unanimously moved on every round. SpongeBob SquarePants. Going up against the cartoon that represents the right side of the bracket, who we have been talking about. The Simpsons.
What seed are they again?
They are the 8th seed. They made quite a Cinderella run. No, they're the 1 seed. Do you have
I do.
your vote?
I do, and I think I know who you're going to vote for, and I think we're going to be at a disagreement. And I don't think I'm going to change my vote, and I don't think you're going to change your vote. So I think the best cartoon ever is going to come down to rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, man. Who is going to do the count up?
Let's do it together. I think that's only right. Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3. The
SpongeBob
Simpsons.
SquarePants. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of how I thought it would play out.
Yeah.
It was kind of how I was hoping it would play out. I was hoping that SpongeBob would make it to the finals so that my SpongeBob talk could be used to argue why I think it's the best cartoon ever. Like, I didn't want to have my SpongeBob talk be a last round or before that, you know. I feel like I'm guessing you don't really have much left to say about The Simpsons.
You're correct.
And I guess I don't really have much left to say about The Simpsons.
I have something to say about SpongeBob. I'm sticking to my vote, but I do have something to say about SpongeBob.
Do you want to say your SpongeBob thing? Because I feel like mine might take a while.
Okay, I will say mine.
And before you say it, I want to say this episode is really fucking long.
How long is it?
It's at 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
And we still have more. Okay.
All right.
Do your thing.
What I love about SpongeBob is how childish it is. Because in the society that we live in, I think it's beaten into every adult's head, like, to act a certain way. Act formal and don't do anything out of the ordinary. And I feel like too many adults lose that child in them. And SpongeBob just takes that child and runs with it. And a lot of people can connect through SpongeBob. And I think that is an utterly wonderful thing. So that's my short and sweet thing about SpongeBob. I'm sticking with The Simpsons, but that's what I had to say about SpongeBob.
Okay. Well, I believe that SpongeBob is the best cartoon ever. Because, well, like, building off what you said about it being so childish and how SpongeBob just takes that inner child and runs with it. Like, yeah. I think SpongeBob is just like the epitome of what a kid's cartoon is. Like in the way that The Simpsons is iconic, I think SpongeBob is just as iconic for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, well, okay, for SpongeBob and The Simpsons are like so similar, I think. Even though they're One's in like a adult show and one's a kid show. But uh, SpongeBob, at least for the first up until the movie, I feel like all the episodes up until the movie and then the movie, I think all of that was just so perfect. Kind of like how for The Simpsons, the first like 10 or so years were so good. And The Simpsons had their movie, which I think was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think the SpongeBob movie was amazing. That had
Yeah.
I had such a strong connection with that as a kid. Um, yeah, like SpongeBob is a kid, even though he's not. I think it just does such a good job of representing what it means to be a kid because of the all the different antics that SpongeBob and his friends get into, and how like when you look back at it as an adult, like I like how as an adult you, at least I do, and I feel like a lot of people also do, they like connect more with Squidward. Like they can understand Squidward's attitude and
Yeah.
why he is how he is, but as a kid you don't really understand it. And I mean, yeah, there are times where Squidward is like just an asshole, but at the same time it's like on one hand you got Squidward. Squidward and SpongeBob are like living the same lives, but on one hand Squidward is all
Grown up.
and he's like unhappy, and then SpongeBob is happy because he is still a kid at heart. And I think it just shows how important it is to have that inner child even when you grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the movie is what like captures that the best, because that's like what the movie is about. Like SpongeBob wants to be the manager.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get it because he's a kid.
Yeah.
And then he goes on this quest to save Mr. Krabs. He finds out that he's okay with being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
I think you said all of that very well. And that is a very, very, very good argument. I still have to stay with The Simpsons, though.
Oh no. I also do want to say for SpongeBob, at least for the first few seasons, just how those first few seasons have like staying power, as in like this is a weird argument, just the fact that there are always so many SpongeBob memes, and like the majority of them are from the first few seasons. Like people can just go back and watch those episodes and find something that relates to things now. Like it's just so SpongeBob is so perfect for this meme culture that we have.
Yeah, that's right.
I do think The Simpsons has a lot of like the same thing with meme culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of Simpsons memes too that work well nowadays, and I feel like most of them were the beginning episodes of The Simpsons, but I feel like SpongeBob is like on another level. I don't know. I guess for me it's just that a preference, cuz when I think of cartoons, I think of being a kid. And I guess with SpongeBob it's like that's what I grew up on, and that's what I think of when I think of being a kid, and even as an adult, it's just I still enjoy it so much.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that for The Simpsons too, though. Like, I think it is great for kids, but also for adults because kind of similar to what you were saying, like what's between SpongeBob and Squidward, like people watching the show at different points in their lives, they can relate to like either Bart and Lisa or like to Homer and Marge. Excuse me. Because there is like the contrast there, because obviously Bart and Lisa are kids and they have their kid problems that they deal with, and Homer and Marge are adults and they have their adult problems that they deal with. And I feel like The Simpsons wraps that into a neater package, I guess. And I feel like people of all ages can watch it and enjoy it. Because like Bart and Lisa, while they are kids, they can also do like some adult things, and at the same time, Homer and Marge are adults, but they can also do like some childish things. And I think like each person, like each viewer, like they themselves like can find themselves stepping into these other roles in the way that the characters in The Simpsons do. And I think The Simpsons is more relatable than SpongeBob. And I'm not at all putting SpongeBob down. Like I'm not shitting on SpongeBob. SpongeBob is fantastic. But I I think The Simpsons deserves to win. Let's be honest, they both deserve to win.
I believe that each cartoon in their respective right is I I think these are the two most iconic cartoons.
Ever.
Uh I mean I would say so. I don't know. I don't know if you like would you include like the very fucking first cartoons like Mickey Mouse,
Oh well,
shit like that.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, like that
Is,
kind of stuff. I guess like
I think
I think there's
I
like
guess for
a
modern
difference.
times, yeah.
There's a difference between like paving the way and like
The way.
yeah, I guess like those kind of shows are why these shows exist, but these shows are why people still love cartoons, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm trying to say. And again, it's like one
They carry the
has
torch.
the kids aspect and one has the adult aspect, but both of them can be
Interchangeable.
Like a kid can enjoy The Simpsons, but adults can enjoy SpongeBob. Like they both have that kind of element to them. Both of them have yellow mascots. I Oh man.
I know. I hate
This-
that it comes down to rock paper scissors.
There has to
but
be another way. There's no way. Neither of us are going to change our vote.
no. Again, it's a toss up. I
Yeah.
feel like they're tied.
I feel like you can't be upset at either for winning,
Yeah.
but you can be upset at either for losing.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's a tie.
See, but where's the satisfaction in that?
That
They're
leaves
both-
me satisfied. SpongeBob doesn't get eliminated.
Well, who's to say SpongeBob is going to get eliminated? They're both winners.
Yes.
They're both the best.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we can say this. Okay, they're both equally the best, but rock, paper, scissors will determine just which one is in first place.
So we got 1A and 1B, but this is deciding who's 1A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is it. Oh no. The Simpsons wins the game. Okay. SpongeBob wins the game. I'm writing down each win.
Okay.
We're tied 1-1. No! The Simpsons is up 2-1.
Okay.
Oh,
Jesus.
2-2.
That's my heart is going.
Oh no! The Simpsons is up
3-2.
3-2. Oh!
Oh my god. I'm so scared.
How fitting is it for this to go to Game 7?
Okay.
The matchup of all matchups.
Let's take a few deep breaths quick. Okay. My heart is pounding. Okay. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay. No!
And The Simpsons comes in the place of 1A, leaving SpongeBob in the place of 1B. That was incredible.
Not even mad. That was amazing. Can I just say that for that last round, I chose rock because Patrick lives under a rock. And had I won, that would have felt so magical. But I didn't. So,
Wow.
I suppose that is it for our best cartoon ever bracket. You can see it here. You probably can't read that because of the glare. There you go. Yeah. Am I in your...
A little bit.
Look at it! Look at it!
That's actually pretty
I
good
want all of you to look at it.
Man, that was fun.
I'm
That was
jumping
a
out
lot
the
of-
window. That was fun. It was also very long.
Yeah.
This will be a bitch to edit.
Okay.
I would love to do more debate bracket
Me
things
too.
like that.
That was really enjoyable.
Yeah. Hopefully
Okay.
for the next one. Well, first of all, hopefully my next Courage the Cowardly Dog will advance as far as I want it to. And hopefully my SpongeBob wins it all.
Well, should we call it?
I guess.
All right. Well, guys, girls, boys and ladies,
And sponges.
and yellow people, you should get that checked out. Thank you very much for bearing with us through this long episode. I thought it was an enjoyable episode. I hope you do too.
I did.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
But I appreciate your input. Thank you for tuning in to Us Unfiltered, episode 10. This was part 2 of the best cartoon ever, and it has been determined that The Simpsons came in first place.
Along with SpongeBob.
Yes, they're both winners.
But
They're
we're
both
listing
equal.
The Simpsons first.
Yes. Because I didn't get swept. That was an intense... We went all the way to 7 on that one.
Yeah, there's no other way it could have ended.
You know, that is kind of funny because, like, in like NBA playoffs, each team does 7 matches at most, and that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Okay. Let's end it. This is too long.
That was great.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
fantastic.
Yeah. This has been Us Unfiltered.
Yep. I've been Kevin.
I've been Danny.
Goodbye.
Hello. Is what I'm not going to say because I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.